Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. 13 billion people have died horrible deaths in the short time since former President Donald Trump was reinstated to Twitter.
We should have seen this coming,
said a distraught Elon Musk, surveying the killing fields.
The liberals, they tried to warn me, but I just wouldn't listen. Curse the day that I started reading that dastardly Babylon Bee.
Just as Democrats predicted, the entire Earth descended into chaos and violence within mere seconds of Trump's account being restored.
The barbarity unleashed by President Trump posting words on a website has literally killed every human on Earth and then killed billions of them again,
said Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
I myself already died 17 times from Trump's tweets. Oh no, there's another notification from Twitter. Goodbye, cruel world.
As the world burned to ashes, Trump continued to steadfastly tweet through it all.
Wow, best apocalypse going on, maybe ever. I'd like to see Sleepy Joe start an Armageddon like this. Rest assured, your favorite president will be ready to make America great again when the nuclear covfefe has settled.
Trump then called for an end to the violence, directly causing another billion people to die. Individuals and organizations are quitting Twitter in droves to protest Musk's decision to reinstate Trump's account, chief among them, the Taliban. The legitimate government's final tweet read, quote, "So long and thanks for all the American weapons."
Long has Twitter served as a safe haven of free speech for North Korea, Iran, Al-Qaeda, and ourselves,
said Taliban spokesman Badr Shanmarir, still tired from a long day of lashing young women for daring to remove their headscarves.
But with Trump's return to the platform, we no longer feel safe from his violent and hurtful tweets.
Al-Qaeda is reportedly up in the air about quitting Twitter, stating legitimate fears that Trump's mean tweets could rain terror upon the world, while at the same time recognizing Twitter as a powerful tool for recruiting suicide bombers. At airtime, the Taliban tweeted, quote, "After pausing for much of the weekend to assess our concerns, the Taliban is resuming its activity on Twitter as we continue to monitor the situation." In a move that quickly received international backlash, the World Cup host country of Qatar has banned the sale of beer in or near arenas where matches are being played. With beer sales outlawed, the World Cup's estimated 1 million attendees will be forced to just sit there and watch soccer. FIFA organizers responded to Qatar's alcohol ban by flopping onto the ground and screaming as if gravely injured. Qatar had already been threatened with a boycott by other sports organizations that rely wholly on beer to prevent fans from having to watch, including baseball, cricket, lacrosse, and basketball when it's the Lakers. At airtime, the U.S. had won the bid to host the next World Cup with its popular proposal that every match require beer and ban soccer. In a break from a long-standing tradition, the White House announced that this year's Thanksgiving turkey would not receive a ceremonial pardon from President Joe Biden after it was discovered that the turkey had attended the riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. The Biden administration learned of the scandal after it was presented with photos of the fowl wearing a red "Make America Great Again" baseball cap, among other Trump supporters and undercover federal agents planted throughout the crowd on the day of the riot. Though other witnesses vehemently argued that the turkey had valiantly attempted to prevent agitators from vandalizing the Capitol and breaching its doors, security camera footage of the MAGA turkey wandering the halls and gobbling in House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office was considered particularly damning.
Listen, these dangerous ultra MAGA birds are serious threat to our nation, folks. They must be dealt with and put in their rightful place, which is on my dinner table. End of speech. Walk away from podium.
Last reports were the bird has been placed in solitary confinement at an undisclosed location as it awaits its execution, brining, and deep frying without due process. After being fired from her role as Speaker of the House, Representative Nancy Pelosi was filmed nonchalantly stealing the official speaker podium to take home as a souvenir.
Later, suckers!
Said Pelosi as she strolled by House Republicans, still toting the podium.
Man, it feels good to be a gangster.
Capitol Police have not yet discovered the whereabouts of the missing podium, but are following up on several leads.
Yeah, we actually just got a call about a woman in a pantsuit passed out drunk by the reflecting pool, so the podium's probably nearby. Still, just to be safe, we'll probably send an agent to go pistol whip Chip Gaines.
Officers eventually reported the podium was discovered in possession of some guy named Ray Epps. Since her involuntary retirement, Pelosi'd been seen lingering on the street corners of the National Mall with a cardboard sign that says, "We'll trade stock tips for food." TMZ showed a grainy video of Pelosi without her dentures and formal eyebrows panhandling, reporters acknowledging that the footage was difficult to watch due to the speaker having gone several days without a salon visit.
Change. You got change?
At airtime, Pelosi was able to transcend homelessness after she identified as transgender, causing her hometown of San Francisco to approve her for the Guaranteed Income for Trans People program. She will now be receiving a $1,200 a month stipend to supplement any additional money she's able to make from selling non-public information about the stock market. With the Respect for Marriage bill to codify gay marriage nearing final passage, Representative Ilhan Omar has asked for an additional amendment to allow another form of marriage people might want to take advantage of from time to time.
Hey guys, I don't know, can we add, let's say, marriage to your own brother to the list of officially recognized marriages? Like, say, if you want to rig the immigration system in your favor by marrying a relative, maybe we should just go ahead and legalize it, just in case. Not that I would do that myself. Don't be silly.
The Minnesota Congresswoman has requested the new law be retroactive to cover anyone who may have engaged in this activity in the early 2000s.
That would ensure we, cover our bases and stuff.
Senator Mitch McConnell condemned the proposed change, adding that sibling marriage only works in his home state of Kentucky and should not be rolled out nationwide. Senator Mitt Romney also requested a last-minute amendment legalizing polygamy. Emboldened by his re-election as the Republican leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell has narrowed his immediate focus on real problems facing the nation, the most serious of which is the Taylor Swift concert ticket scandal. After failing to obtain tickets himself, McConnell vowed to hold Ticketmaster accountable.
This situation's rocked our country to its very core and must be investigated. There is no greater crisis for the government to confront than this appalling shortage of tickets to see the greatest living entertainer in the world. I mean, have you heard her new music video for Bejeweled? It's an absolute visual and musical masterpiece.
While McConnell was spearheading the congressional effort to look into the crisis, many other members of the Senate were said to be eager to join committee hearings to question Ticketmaster executives. Senator Mitt Romney issued a statement of his own expressing his disappointment in not being able to get tickets to see Swift in person, whom he described as a, quote, bright shining example of American greatness with long legs. At airtime, Ticketmaster's site crashed once again following the announcement that Psalty the Singing Songbook would bring his Funtastic Praise Party reunion tour to the United States just in time for Christmas. Psalty will reportedly be joined on stage by Taylor Swift for a touching duet of the Bible Alphabet Song. Now you're up to date on the only news that matters. Find more fake news you can trust at BabylonBee.com. Until next time, this is Austin Robertson, the voice of the Babylon Bee. So long.